All right, welcome to our third filming tape. I think this is the third one. I don't know. Is this the third?
I think it's the fourth.
We've been having such a good time just talking. I don't know.
I think it's the fourth, y'all.
This is the fourth of Just Conversations, no interviews. And please, we need you to like,
subscribe,
and save.
Not the save again. Share. I know. Last week save. All right, folks. Welcome to our fourth episode of Just Conversations, no interviews. And please always remember to like,
subscribe,
save,
share. I'm done. All right, folks. Welcome to our fourth episode of Just Conversations, no interviews. And always remember to like,
subscribe,
and share.
Oh, we got it, folks. Bang, bang, bang!
But I don't know if I liked it because I don't know if I was looking at the camera right.
You was looking at that one.
And I was looking right here, but down.
But that one was looking at you from that one.
Damn.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's a reflection off of it, man. It's a reflection. We got some good topics today. Might even be a tearjerker. I'm feeling very emotional about these topics today. You know, we have a lot going on in the city.
Go.
So we're going to start with first thing, though. Is there an age limit to success? Let's start off with you, Mr. Mike. How you feel about that?
I don't think there's a such thing as an age limit to success.
You don't think there's an age limit to success?
No.
So what about when you hear people say, man, by the time I'm 30, I gotta have this. By the time I'm 20, I gotta have this. By the time I'm 50, I'm retired, I'm on a house on a hill. Like
that's them giving themselves limits. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think sometimes they hold themselves to a unrealistic time frame. I mean, you can have all of those things if all of your stuff is set up in the right order, but if you don't even have a job at McDonald's, you ain't got no hustle, and you're 19, you think you have a Bentley by 21. I mean, it's unrealistic.
So I'm trying to follow the conversation here.
Okay.
So what is your definition of success? I think we need to have clarity on how you define success versus, how somebody else may see.
I think success is, to each his own. Success is a thing that whatever your goals are and you set out and you reach those goals, that's success. Okay. I don't think I can define your success or your success. That's something that y'all have to determine, whether you're successful or not. You know what I mean?
We're going to put the definition right here. You'll see the definition of success right where my hand is waving.
So then what's your definition?
Who, me? I think it's just something that we all searching for that I don't think nobody ever really gets. Yeah. It's almost like the four-leaf clover because, once you get this thing that you think is success, as everything we ever did in life, once you get that thing you think you always want, like, I got it. Sometimes you be like, damn. I don't even think it's that great. So what
That's
you put
true.
your success on is probably sometimes just being tranquil and being at peace.
Right.
Because at least at that, you at a certain level where it's just like I'm just relaxing.
Yeah.
Some people think success is, guess what? First of the month I can pay every bill and the checkbook is balanced and life is good and the kids is going for the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
that sounds good to me.
So it's what you set it on, but I think success is what you aiming at. My daughter was one of the 100 on her math test. She got a 90, 80 last week. This week she got 100. I mean, that's success.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So
that's
success is on the individual.
Whatever you claiming it.
I guess it's how you measure it. You know what I mean? What your goal is, and then if you're meeting that goal at the end of the week or the end of the month.
Right. That's what I mean. Goal meeting goals.
Exactly. So I think to take it a step, just to take it a step back, I think for me or for anybody, you want to make sure that on a weekly, whether it be a monthly basis, a weekly basis, that you are writing down your goals and making sure that you are working toward those goals, setting up, whatever it may be, a journal book or, a check-in with yourself just to make sure that you're meeting those marks. But, a lot of times I feel like we put so much on ourselves, whereas though now you got this, all right, by the 10th of the month, I want to pay my car off. When you put that big burden on yourself and you don't reach that burden, then what's the feeling that you have? So you don't necessarily want to attach that end goal with, whether or not you're successful or not, because I don't know if that's, a true measure.
I think a lot of times when you hear people use the word success and goals, and I think they kind of intertwine in being happy. And I think it's two different things because a lot of people define their success on their happiness. But sometimes and when you said sometimes you get that success and ain't really what you thought it was,
Yeah.
you might have put your happiness
on the wrong thing.
On the wrong thing, and it fluctuates. It's not consistent. So you feel like you're not really successful because you ain't really happy because you put your happiness into things that fluctuate.
Exactly.
So I think it's understanding the two different things: being happy and having successful moments. What you think?
Completely agree. I'd rather be happy than have stuff. You know, at the end of the day.
Right. But you know, whatever your goal was, you know what I mean. But knowing it, but knowing the difference, knowing the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, you know, like I said, I thought I used to attach success to achievements when I was younger. I really, what I was saying, you know, if I hit certain markers, and I was like, yeah, I'm knocking this shot out the park.
But it
and
is.
and then sometimes you.
So what happened when you didn't reach that goal? You know what I mean? Did you?
Somebody got the duct tape. Dude, somebody got the duct tape. That's all I want to know.
No, you got
Something like you're not used to it.
Sometimes
You know
you gotta throw the towel in on it. You gotta throw the towel in.
The towel and the duct tape, man. So, but anyway, yes, it's points where you know you don't reach those moments. But I don't think it makes you unsuccessful. It just means you know, hey, you just didn't knock it out the park today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, to me, like I said, my success is just now at this point just being peace and calm. Like, and that doesn't mean that it ain't some rough waters. Every day is rough waters. I mean, man, look, we riding, you know, back here 2 hours, you know what I mean, three and a half hours to make sure that this thing is getting done. So when we come here today and this is done, that's a success to me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
you know, we come down because we want to be consistent in this podcast. So me, success is like you put the plan out, you work it,
and you follow through.
And if you lucky and the plan works, then great. But if not, then you go back and you tweak it and say, all right. So the success is to me is the attempt.
Yes.
You know, you ain't gonna be successful looking in the mirror. They say I'm gonna be the best rapper in the house and just keep.
It's
kicking
the effort that you put in there,
exactly.
making sure that you continuously putting in that effort and that drive and staying consistent.
But effort does not guarantee.
Now, if you would have came, if you wouldn't have made it down here, and we wouldn't have filmed, that would have been unsuccessful.
It would
because
have been
you set out for something and it didn't happen.
Yes, and I would have been pissed. Just like,
but not you would have been unsuccessful as an individual.
No. I would have because the plan I had for the day didn't work. The goal wasn't achieved. So, like I'm saying, us being here today, taping today, that's successful to me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yo, we talked, we planned, we had a whole schedule going on.
Absolutely.
We saying, hey, listen, this is what we're doing because we want to be consistent and let people know, hey, we want to do this. So for me, every time we put a plan out and it gets done, it's like, great. Yes. But if it don't work, I'm not gonna be a drug needle on my arm talking about I'm a loser. No, it's just like, hey. Got to try something, you know, but better. We got to tweak it.
And you know what I start looking at? You know how I look at things when it don't happen? I say it was meant that way. You know, I start looking at something was going to happen. So I'm thankful that it didn't take place because I just look at it like, you know, it's God's will. Right. You know, if it didn't take place, if it didn't happen, it was a reason that it did not happen.
So to bring it back to what we're saying, is it an age limit for success? You know, we all are over 30 over here. So it's and you know, we've had success in our life. All of us have had success. We have down moments, big moments. And what I see is that it gets greater later. So if you are 17, 16, 12, 11, I remember when I was at that age, some traumatic things happened that kind of changed my outlook on life. Believe me, it gets better the further you keep going. And as long as you keep making goals and trying to set, and you ain't got to hit every benchmark. Nobody does. Don't believe it. Everybody's not going to be LeBron James. And I'm quite sure if you really are with him, you'll see he has way more failures than you can believe. But it's just like when you hit one out the park, you hit him out the park.
It's not where you start. It's where you finish.
Yeah, so I think the older you get, you will achieve more success because if you just learn how to not keep duplicating the same mistakes.
Yes.
You know, so I love, you know, getting older. I love that the older you get, life becomes more tranquil, and life just you start to feel more success. You start looking forward to, you know, oh, when I get 50, when I get 60, I know I'm not gonna have to sleep on nobody's couch. I know when I get 50 and 60, I'm gonna start looking at, oh, what's in the retirement? How am I gonna do this? Where am I gonna go for 6 months and just, you know, text and FaceTime and, you know, when I go to this part of the island and you can't call me, you know, because the longer you get the living, it starts to become a very good enjoyment. At the beginning, you work hard, and then as you start going down, you got to prepare yourself to start coasting out this thing.
Yeah.
Because you know, some of us are guaranteed 60 years, some of us guaranteed 80 years, some of us only guaranteed 10 years or 21. So the success comes as long as you keep living. So the key is to keep living. This life is a beautiful thing, and it's something that's very precious.
And you gotta goal set as well. You know, it's important to goal set because you gotta have something that you're working toward. You know, that's gonna keep that ambition and determination and drive going. You know, you gotta have that goal, that end being that you're working toward. You know, regardless of what age you are. So in regards to being successful in relationship to age, I think we see, you know, especially in today's world, so many successful people in all age categories, you know, especially with this new virtual world that we live in, or technology world. You have 2-year-old stars just
Right.
because of something that they said, or a dance movement. You know, you have a platform where so many people have greater chances of being who they are and making a mark on this world and having their name, you know, be remembered for forever. You know, so again, goal setting is important, but also believing in yourself and knowing that everything in life happens for a reason. And if it's a mistake or a miscue or you don't meet that mark, there's always a next go round.
I heard something that Reef said when I mentioned successes on the individual. It's so much so that he even talked about how as you get older, your perception of success changes. What might define success to you at 23,
Yes.
that's different to a cat 53. You're looking for two different things. You might be looking for the Bentleys, the trucks, everything at 23 years old. You want everything.
You
At
want it
53,
fast.
you want convenience and serenity and peace
And health.
and health
Health.
and more time on the clock.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't think you can really lump the definition of success in one word. I think, you know, it to each his own.
For sure.
All right. For our next topic, we want to move on to something very sticky, folks. We're going to deal with this one because this is very important. Breeding versus just having children. And to give you an example, and some of you probably don't like it. I know these two probably really don't care for it, but I'm gonna just say, like, with the Kentucky Derby, the horse that wins the Kentucky Derby, you got to pay to breed your thoroughbred with that thoroughbred, and in hope that you can have a thoroughbred like that. So I say that to say that, like, the investment of making another child, something so beautiful and wonderful in this world, you want to try to set that child apart from anything, and you want it to be great. You're not guaranteed, but what you want for that child, you want to put those wishes and dreams on that child. So, which COVID.
I got to excuse me, y'all. Lord under the weather, but I'm fighting through this thing.
Give me that mask. Say.
Here we go.
So, we start off with you, Miss O. How do you feel about breeding and just having a child?
Okay, so we would start with me, right? Because
Yeah.
I had a child early.
I mean,
okay?
yeah, if you want, I could run down the resume.
That's all good, because one of the things with that being said, me having a child early, I still feel as though I fulfilled my requirements as a parent. And what I mean by that is, yeah, I may have had a child early, and it kind of kills me when people say, oh my God, you was only such and such age when you had your child. But
what age is such and such?
I was probably between 14 and 15 when I had my
Okay.
son, right? And with that being said, I was somebody who was skipped. So I was already in high school. And I was on birth control, to be honest. So I feel like that was nothing but God,
Did you sue the birth control company?
right?
Just
Listen,
wondering.
seriously. And I didn't even know I was pregnant. My dad knew. And he knew because he always, bought my personals. So I'm like, what? Like, how so? How can this be? You know what I mean? And like I said, I was on birth control, so I didn't think that was the case. However, everything in life happens exactly the way it's supposed to. And even though I was a teen parent, I think because of my foundation with my parents and how I was raised, I took it seriously. And I was maybe in 11th grade when I had my son, and I did like a work study. But I was such a nerd in school that I fell out, when I was close to having them. It's like, if you don't just go to, leave, and they gave me my straight A's or whatever, because it was, almost the end of the year. My son was born in June. But if I look at my son today as a 26-year-old having a 14-year-old mother, my son went to Mastermind. My son graduated from Central High School. My son was on a football team. My son plays sports. My son has traveled. My son had a passport since the age of 5, 6 years old. So in terms of being a parent for me, I feel like as long as I made sure I took care of my responsibilities, it wasn't, oh, now I'm going to Cancun with my girlfriends.
Right.
If I went to Cancun, my kid went to Cancun with me. You know what I mean? And it was just something that I took on as a serious task because that's my son. And now when I kind of fast forward, it's funny that we're talking about this topic. So I also have a 12-year-old.
Would you say was it breeding or were you just having children?
I was just breeding.
You was just breeding?
Yeah, and thankfully enough, with I think prayer and just having the upbringing that I had, I was able to make a slightly negative situation something positive, or the outcome wasn't.
But I'm sorry.
Yes.
But your son was born while you was having sex, thinking that the birth control was working. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
So that was more of that was more of a. That wasn't the goal when you were having that teenage
Absolutely
sex.
not. And I
relax.
Absolutely not.
Relax.
Absolutely.
So
I think we
It
should throw the
seems-
towel in on this. This is going way too far.
no,
Then he's trying to be all up in my Kool-Aid. What's up?
No,
What's
because I know
good?
you. Because I know you.
So run it.
No,
What's
no,
good?
no.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that did you feel like you bred on your second child? Was that more of a breed? Or was
No,
that, or was
that's
that,
a
that was a birth?
thorough. That's a thoroughbred to the T right there.
Okay, so the second child was more of a breed. Like I know I
Look,
was
he
having
just
a
trying
child.
to
Yeah, because I think he's trying to clarify the
trying
understanding
to
of
be
breeding
nice.
versus having kids. I think it's
So now,
difference
let me
in the
tell you
opinion of what
this.
that word means. That's what I was trying to, you know what I mean?
Now, considering I had that experience, right, and I'm talking like I'm somebody who had my stuff together a little bit, second go round from the rip, and it was just crazy how that happened because when I met him, day one, I knew. You know what I mean? And
So
I entered that situation telling him I want to have a kid.
Gotcha.
I'm not going to work.
So
like
that
I
was
already
breed.
had my master plan together.
So what I'm saying is that that second child was bred.
Yes.
The first child, even though you wasn't just having kids, you were just.
I was
having
in a
sex.
relationship with that person.
But you was just having sex.
Exactly.
And things didn't go right. Now, of course, you were able to make a great nurturing environment.
Yes.
Where you still were able to raise a good child.
Yes.
A great child. So my man Mike, what would you choose? I mean, not what you choose. How do you feel about the breeding and just having kids?
Sheesh.
I guess the understanding is, I mean, if we gonna say breeding and we gonna use it the way that it's used, you have intention on you having these kids or whatever. I think that's the best direction to go with when you make a decision like that. That's probably the biggest decision you can make in your life. I feel like it was the biggest decision I ever made in my life. So, I made sure when I made that decision, the person I was making that decision with had the same mindset I had, and it was going, we was going to create,
So you bred.
we bred.
Don't be like, it's okay. They bred. It's okay.
But that's what I said. We talking about the,
No. What I'm saying is
because
that
I want them to understand what we
because
talking
you got
about
two
when we
grand
say-
champs.
Yeah,
You got 2 grand champs.
Yeah.
And you said, like you said on your second child, it's 2 grand champs on your children, 2 grand champs. What you're saying is that, hey, when me and this person was together, I knew that, hey, look, we're gonna make this magic and make something. We're gonna put something in this world that this world never gonna forget.
It wasn't a careless situation. Is that what you're trying to say? No, I'm asking him.
Was I saying it's a
See,
careless-
some of these questions could be a little judgmental. When you've been dealing with a topic for so long, you'd be the tone, the little intonation might be like,
First of all, I have a little tongue. So when I talk,
I don't know if that's gonna serve you
so
right.
when I talk, the tone that you hear is just air escaping my voice because my little tongue doesn't move that fast. That's why I stutter a lot. So with that being
Why
said,
you telling all the people?
there is no tone. So what I'm getting to,
Yes.
there is no tone.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That may be your ear or your ego with you, but for me, there is no tone. What I'm saying is that because I see a lot of people have kids, and as a landlord, where I've rented out a lot of properties in my life, and I've seen people like I see girls coming there and they got 1 kid, and things are pretty smooth, they can work, and then before you know it, in 2-3 years, the whole house is filled with kids, and it's like, goddamn, like you can't even make the rent now.
Yeah.
And whoever you was having these kids with,
Yeah.
you know, you
That's a
wasn't,
hot
you
mess
wasn't,
situation.
you wasn't breeding, and now you have some kids that didn't have the proper chance to get direction. Because you know one thing, I'm not going to say nothing bad about the kids, because how could the kids ever have the
Not they
tools?
fault.
How could they have the tools to even be good, citizens, to be respectable people? You have them. Now you in that rat race, that uncontrollable rat race. You know, whether you juking the system and you're doing the welfare thing, and you know how y'all do, you got the other stuff and you're doing other stuff. You know, but no matter what, that kid is not gonna get the proper attention and love if you are having it and you in that rat race. And that's when you're just having kids. So the thing was saying, when you just having kids, you got to be careful, because that kid that you just have, that you just casually had, that kid may be on the news the next day for some things that, you know, it would be terrible to explain. You would have to be the mother of the child that did a heinous act, or got caught in the middle of something that they wasn't even trying to do. They just happened to be there at the wrong time. So it's a lot of things that happens when you carelessly have these children. So I'm not saying don't have children at all. Me
But
personally.
be mindful and know who you have in relationships with. You know what I
Right.
mean? Not just a street name. You
Right.
know, make sure you just know a little bit more
But,
information.
I mean, I don't know. When I hear breeding, I'm thinking like how I hear some of these big elite people when we say they breed, they don't want to leave a certain bloodline because they want characteristics from that parent, characteristics from that parent.
Yeah,
Or
that's
when you
that's
talk
a
about
version.
breeding animals.
That's a version.
Yeah. So I want to clarify, you know, what I mean when I say breeding. If I have to say I was breeding, when I chose to have my kids, because I found the person I wanted to have kids with, and that person wanted to be a parent just as bad as I wanted to be a parent. So I knew today or tomorrow, if something happened to me, I ain't gotta leave out of this world wondering if my children was going to be taken care of. It was her wanting to be a parent, needing to be a parent, and vice versa. The problem we had was finding the people we thought was compatible with each other. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And another thing, since we're talking about, you know, things that you look at on the outside of broader scope, before I made that decision, I had to see where she came from, who was her family.
Yeah.
Because I also want to know who her support team if
Exactly.
mine's not around.
Yes.
So that meant a lot more than it was, I want my children to have their mother's eyes. You know what I mean?
Well,
It
yeah,
was
we're
more
not
about-
talking
yeah,
about breeding for physical.
That's what I'm
features.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Or even.
Yeah, so if anybody watching this,
Right.
we
I just wanna
definitely not
clarify
talking
that.
about.
Right.
We're not going for the cute
Quality,
hair and eyes.
characteristics.
Right.
No,
I just-
we're going to making.
I know we all know that.
Good human beings with good
Yeah,
character.
yeah.
No,
Right.
no. You're correct. We want the people that we're making this next life with to have just as outstanding character as us. It's not saying that everybody behind this that you're looking at this camera as, you know, are the greatest human beings in the world. No.
Yes.
It's a certain amount of responsibility though, and a certain amount of ownership you want to have with somebody. You don't want to have the kid and the baby mom that pull up to your job and throw the kid and the food and the lunch out, saying you keep him today. And you don't want the baby pop that's just sitting around playing, I'm about to say Nintendo, I don't even know what it is now, Xbox or whatever, PS5.
Right.
He playing PS5 all day, the baby crying, and he doesn't even go back there to go play with the kid. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of stuff that goes into having parents. So before you know get caught up in the wrapper, because the wrapper is so beautiful on the outside, you
Yes.
should know the contents of the bag before you make this creation. So know the ingredients. Because now we have a lot of kids out here that's running around doing things that's very harsh, and you know some people, you know, they're going, what they're going to do is they're going to clump them all and say lock them all up and give them 1,000 years because they out here shooting. So one thing I know about kids, if it's a room of 20 of them in there, I only think 2 of them are really like hardcore, like really don't give a type kids. I think 15 of them are just lost and just trying to fit in, and they're just doing whatever they think is cool to get them by, to make them fit in to where they're going. At that point, you got 3 more in there who coin toss. There's no telling what they have, what type of potential they have. But the thing is, it's dangerous because they don't get to reach that potential because they put themselves, as Mike say, in the man box.
Right.
And at that point, you know, because they already didn't get the proper nourishment in home. And I'm not just talking about food,
Yes.
but just the mental
Love,
and emotional
support.
nourishment. They didn't get that. So, you know, this week abroad now, you know, 7 people shot, you know, and, you know.
Broad daylight.
It's crazy.
You know, I'm not going to come and say, there's animal, you know. And when I see people in the city, and this is something that really bothers me, and this is why the violence is so bad, and it's never going to be nothing fixed, because all y'all people in power, none of y'all have a idea what's going on, and y'all sit up there on these high horses, black, white, all you people, and y'all talk that don't even relate to them. Not once have any of y'all ever went out there and talked to them young people. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the era where those young people, I know those young people. At one point, I was one of those young people. Nobody talks to them with respect. Y'all up here running down y'all fucking laws, and you want to give them 1,000 years, or you want to one book for every bullet you got 5 years. Like, that ain't gonna fix the problem. Gelling them don't fix the problem. You know, go have a conversation. You know, it's funny when you think about things like rap music, which is one of the highest grossing things. At least in rap music, there are young people in there making decisions. There is no young person in politics, because all you old farts are still here from 30 and 40 years. Y'all don't understand it. You need to get somebody in there who understands them. You have to be able to relate to people you're trying to help. If you can't relate to them, how can you help them?
Right.
So these problems ain't going to stop. You know, now we're in Philadelphia, where now the gang culture is moving in. So what we're going into is ridiculous. And then when you got gentrification, you got the guys from South Philly coming into Frankfurt. You got the guys from North Philly going to Southwest. How this shit going in? But somebody's going to be on the news, standing up there with a stupid speech from a speechwriter who never even walked in these fucking neighborhoods. So before we start, you know, labeling things and saying things about these things, y'all need to really go in there and talk to them. And no, they're not going to open up on the first time you go when you got the cameras. No, you want to know what's going on with them? Go talk to them every day. Yep. Go ask them what's the difference.
Have a relationship with them.
Ask them, why do they think this works? Ask them, hey, do you know at some point you're going to be 40 and 50 years old? Everybody out here not going to die. And for you young people want to shoot 7 people in there. And I know that wasn't the goal for those guys that were shooting. And this sounds horrible, but y'all watching too many movies. If you think you can shoot 7 people in a day like that,
video games,
like seriously, like seriously, if you think you can run down the street and do this, and you going to hit somebody, you ain't gonna do nothing but make the charges worse.
I don't know who made the statement, but they are doing it, right?
Yeah.
If they're sitting in a chair for even 5 hours a day, and they're playing these Minecraft games, they know all the codes, AR-abs, all these little weapons that they playing with, right? All day they shooting people. They get in the car. They got women, hookers on the games, drinking, liquor. You get all these extra points when you shooting and killing people. Yeah. So in their mindset, this is reality. Exactly. They're being programmed on a day-to-day basis. So how you think they really can make the determination if this is right or wrong?
Is this the video game? This is real life.
Yeah. Especially now we doing a whole lot of fantasy island going on with Instagram and Facebook. So, you know, it's really messed up in regards to how are we going to change what's going on in our environment, in our world, with our children, with being parents, with our responsibilities. Where do we start?
I think you got to talk to them. I had the opportunity to work in a lot of different behavioral health schools for years, about 11 years I did that. And I realized, you know, a lot of the guys that ran these schools, the big wigs, the ones who had degrees out the Yahoo, a lot of time when it's time for them to communicate with these kids, they talk at them. They don't talk to them. I mean, even with the staff, they talk at the staff. They don't talk to them. And what I mean by that is, a lot of times, man, when you're so busy flexing your vocabulary and you're talking to children who haven't reached that point yet, they already not feeling you, because they can feel that you in there talking over their head and you talking at them because you want to sound educated, and you lose them. Another thing when I say talking at them, a conversation ain't just me talking to you. You gotta talk to them and listen to them. Exactly. Hear what they saying. You can get the problem that's going on out of what they not saying. Exactly. But you gotta have a conversation. You gotta hear and listen for what they're not really openly admitting. And we lose that in those types of spectrums. I saw it firsthand. You know, we too busy talking at the youth, not talking to them. We gotta build relationships with them.
And another thing is we so concerned with, you know, the success thing that we working on. Right. You know, so instead of us looking at our community and working collectively, you know, each individual is worrying about self. Right. You know, I'm trying to be rich. I gotta get this Bentley. Right. You know what I mean? It's the chrome wheels for me. All that type stuff is taken away from us working together as a team. You know, just like a couple episodes we talked about. It's crazy. Every episode we have is like I'm rewinding in my mind, like, yo, I need to run that segment back, because now I'm thinking about it on a whole different spectrum when I'm hearing the different perspectives from you. And it's like, what are we going to do? How are we going to do it? You know, we got to really come together as one, as opposed to what you doing. Right. Okay, then what he doing. We have to figure out a system to work collectively. The same way them Asians come over and they have their businesses and then they take their money right back over to their land. What are we doing? You know, we can't keep blaming and pointing fingers if we're not willing to do the in-house stuff and do the work ourselves.
Right.
Yeah, so like I said, this problem didn't just start here. And I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, they didn't do it in my... No, they did it in everybody's generation. From when my dad and them was in the gangs, you know, and probably before then, and down now to the 80s, 90s, 2000s. And, you know, they're going to say, but. Nah, there is no but. Yeah, we can say, hey, some of these kids are different now, because these are some of the kids who moms prostituted their kids out. They put them on pills all day that stop that brain from developing. So if, again, you can't expect this child to be sensible if he never had the ingredients to be a sensible human being. You cheated the child. And then if the child, and there are tests and studies saying the child does not mature until a certain age. Some people say 28, some people say 18. Whatever it is, that is what's stopping it. So that's at a regular rate. Well, now, if you add in all the other stuff, my mom getting beat on, somebody touched me, so much other stuff, when does that person mature? Right. Is that person just living in their head and they look at like, I don't want to be here, and anybody else that want to be here? And then to make it even worse is that, and a lot of people fall victim to this. Sometimes when you're successful, when you're from these areas, you gotta go. That's how it is. You want to get out these areas. And what happens is the people, but what happens is the people that are left, that's the old heads. They are the suckers, but they older, and they're giving these young people some ass advice. Most of the times, if you could really run that old head jacket, he got beat up a lot, and he only here because he can't read or write, and he the one that's here giving these young people this advice that is the worst advice that you could possibly imagine. Right. It's almost like going to get a financial advisor, and this broke and don't got a dime.
And what happened to the day when it was a village? You know what I mean? Remember when your block let you do something wrong, your neighbor already called your mom at work. She got company. Your kid got company. That's listen.
Yeah, these neighborhoods was based on respect. These
noise.
His niece, great grandma, got me my first flipping outside.
Like these parents today. Listen, I saw a video where somebody got shot. This one man was like, who out there shooting? Stepped over and went right back in her door. It's like things have just shifted to a whole nother situation out here.
Yeah, because it's everybody is the I. Me.
Yeah.
I, me. Yeah. I, me. And that's what it's going to, and that's what it's going to be. But, for the young people out there, like, I don't have the answer, so I ain't going to sit right here and lie to you. But what I will say is that, like they say before you write something on social media, why don't you take 20 minutes and think about it before you do it? I don't know what happened out there that day. But I'm quite sure, everybody got family. And if you think of things 3D, do you want to come home and find out somebody in your family got hit like that? You know what I mean? I mean, y'all in the game, y'all going to hit each other, y'all going to tag each other.
Innocent bystander.
Yes, if y'all in the game and y'all out in the game and y'all playing tag, y'all playing laser tag with each other, I don't agree with it, but by right, if that's what y'all want to do, then that's what y'all do. Y'all will learn that that's not really worth it, but y'all will learn that in due time.
I want them to start too thinking about this. Stop giving them that rhetoric to be able to say any of that. Just kill it. We gotta work collectively. We gotta look at the bigger picture. When, just like you said, 20 years from that date that you committed this horrible act, is this going to be something that you want to be known for? Is this something that you can tell your kids, oh yeah, 1987? You got to think about these choices and decisions. It's not just going to be right here, right now. It's a whole world out here. There's so many more positive things to do. When I hear about these people with these schemes, I'm like, damn, if they use that for positive, they could be mega rich. You know, they know all the ins and outs of
Right.
everything the flim-flam. If they use that same knowledge, I don't understand it. I know they could be getting it.
Right.
And the sad part for you young people also is that, you know, you out here fighting with each other, beefing. We all know you're going to, you know, some of you going to wind up dead, some of you wind up in jail. But when y'all get in jail, y'all going to learn one thing that's real funny. All that about, I'm from this side of the block, you from that side of the block. No. When you in jail, first it starts out with, we just all one neighborhood. And then when you start getting upstate, and them Pittsburgh boys start coming, their arms big as a fucking ox, then you're going to start talking about, no, we all from Philadelphia. So what I'm saying is that when you get in those pressure environments, you know how to work together. But what you don't understand is you already in the pressure environment. So you should start working together before you get into an environment that's going to force you to have to be friends with somebody. How about you just force yourself to think outside the box and learn how to work together? Don't wait till you at Pittsburgh. You know, you want one of these jobs, one of these jails in the mountains, and you about to get your ass whipped, and you looking at them like, hey man, on the streets we were shooting at each other, but we could be cool now.
Right.
And I'm not making this shit up. This is all facts. This is all facts. The game does not change. The same shit that is going on today was going on 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Remember how we used to read the Donald Goines books?
Yeah.
We had all of them. What was it? Donald Goines and Iceberg Slim.
Mm-hmm.
You can read about the shit you just did on Tuesday and on page 34. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Same stuff, same thing regurgitating itself over and over again. And I'm tired of seeing the same picture. Just like how they gonna try to sell me Champion for $50 when it was just at the outlet. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we gotta do something better.
Right.
So, like I said, whatever inspires you to go out here and do these things, I don't want to disrespect your rage, your set, your crew. I understand y'all have a code that y'all stick to, whatever that code is. But
Get a new code.
But what I'm telling you is that the shit is outdated, man.
And
I'm guaranteeing that the people who are hyping you up to do this shit, one, they won't do it themselves. Two, the ones you will do it for, I guarantee you they ain't putting no money on your books. So as this age of 17, 16, it's going to start showing you who's really in your corner. And you're going to see that, unfortunately, a lot of these fucking rules and shit you're living by are just lies. But I'm not going to be the bearer of bad news. And for the people in the city, the mayor, the city council people, y'all need to really get some people, get those, y'all better go to this corner and grab one of them young people and put them in here. You might as well get a liaison from every part of this city at this point. Get a liaison from it. Because if you think these young people ain't organized, you're sadly mistaken. There is some, it's not a type of organization that we can see and understand. But they know what they're doing. They see it, they understand it. So you have to get into their world and say, hey, listen, y'all wasting this. Unless y'all, the people in office, y'all want this shit to keep going on. Y'all want to keep giving the cops overtime.
And demand that they give us stuff that they have.
Y'all want to keep putting people in these jails because that shit is its own ecosystem. So if y'all want this shit, then y'all got what y'all want. But if y'all want this to work right, then you will incorporate these young people. Ain't nothing wrong with having a 17-year-old person come in there telling you, a 16-year-old person saying, hey, look, this is why this is like this. Because y'all obviously don't understand what's going on. Because if you did, you would have already understood how to stop the problem.
And I don't know how to solve it, but one thing that I can say is that we in a day and age, though, everything's so different. Even though it's the same, it's different, right? When I went to school, I had sewing class, I had cooking class, I had archery class. I had things that if my math and English wasn't going to work for me, I had other skills.
Right.
These schools don't want to build us up and provide us with the things that we need because they are looking at us as being this way. They are targeting us as being this way.
Right. We're just professional test takers.
Yes.
That's all we are. No child left behind because we are professional test takers at this point.
But now who again, there's the family, the parents, the advocates, and the teachers and the administrators. We all have to work together. Mm-hmm. I think that's just the primal point. Like, we have to figure out a system so that we can all grow. The same way they made money off GameStop by gathering collectively and overtaking that company, and they gained from it. It's the same way we got to start using our math and science to be able to use that on a daily basis to make our lives better for everybody.
But for the people in power, you already know this. So the only reason why we're not seeing this happen because you really don't want it.
Exactly.
And for you young people, figure it out. You're being played. You are
Stop
being
letting
played.
them dictate.
They're making you waste something that they cannot get back, that you can't get back. You can't get back this time. So they're making you waste
that's
it.
Right.
So you want to be rebel, you want to rebel against the system? stop falling in the traps they want you to fall in.
Yep.
That's all you got to do. You got to think. Just think. And I'm not saying you're not thinking. I'm not saying that you're dumb. I'm saying that you're not looking at it in 3D.
Well, nobody ever gave that perspective to them before. Because the people that came before them might not even know that information that you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing system. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
So
They gotta pay
it's the
attention.
blind leading the blind at this point. It's a generational thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just these young bucks. You know,
No,
it's their
no,
parents
hell
and
no.
they
No,
grandparents. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to act like I
Yeah.
wasn't one with the shits.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I
yeah,
understand.
yeah.
Well, because even if you're not in
Like
the
you
shits.
came from good stuff.
Yeah, not came from good stuff. But if you're not in the shits, even if you don't want to be in the shit's gonna grab you.
It's gonna grab
You know what I mean? At some point, because I'm walking down the street, I'm old. I don't keep tucking my Walkman in every day. Like you ain't keep trying to take my Walkman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't keep taking my hat. You ain't keep taking. But see, that's two different things. This is a person that's cause and effect, and this is the aggressive. And the thing about it is that you ain't going up on it. Like I'm sorry, you take $1, now I gotta get $2, but I barely could get the first $1. So
Yeah.
we're gonna meet. But that's neither here or there. Then like I said, for you young people, man, like
Get it together. Stick together. Let's work together.
yeah, that like sometimes like again, Judas and the
Black
Black Messiah.
lives matter.
Judas and Black Messiah, they showed where the gangs worked with the black empowerment movement, and it scared the shit out of everybody in the city hall of Chicago.
Right.
It's
Too
scared
much power.
It's
But
too
it's
much
the same
power.
way. It's the same thing like the Malcolm X movie. You saw when they stood there, it wasn't
Yeah.
nothing they could do. And
Yeah.
if you pay attention to, they put so much effort into keep holding us down. Why is that? Tell me why
She
they
asked
put
that in the
so
first
much
episode.
effort
Right. She asked
into
that in the
holding
first
us
ep-
back,
she asked that in the
holding
first
us
episode.
down. Think about that. Think about why is it so important that they keep us inferior. They must know something. And that's something is what you got to figure out. They know that we great. They know where we came from because they the ones who stole and robbed us from that place. So think about that greatness. Reflect on the greatness that we came from. Look those people up. Identify with those people. And now we at such a prevalent place. We had a black president. Now we have a black vice president as a woman. It's time for us to grow and change.
I agree.
This is the preacher moment from us, folks.
Sorry.
We do apologize for beating your eggs up. I know y'all gonna be like, man,
And I
that's
know
some
you're tired of me
bullshit.
coughing. I apologize. I'm fighting this thing here.
Yeah, we got COVID Mikey over there. man.
Yeah.
Hey, but the update.
No temperatures.
This is a public service. This is a public service announcement that I noticed this week in the news that police are actually playing licensed music when you start to tape them live, and they're playing this licensed music because once you start putting them on live, that app, Instagram, Facebook, automatically shuts off because that licensed music can't play on your live because you're not licensed to play it. So why would a person that your tax dollars is paying want to play licensed music when they pulling you over? Somebody trying to hide something.
So let me ask you this, because I heard you when you said that earlier before we start rolling. Are they playing this music? Thank you. Are they playing this music loud in their vehicle?
No, the police has their phone.
Playing
So as
music on the phone.
you have your phone out taping them, the police come right where you stand at and play the song.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they playing the song because they know that's gonna cut the
Yeah,
app off.
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
And this is the thing. Let me say this. I'm not saying every I'm not saying every cop. I'm saying there are a certain
It happens,
element.
yeah.
There is a certain
As with everything.
element in law enforcement that it ain't going nowhere. I can say it needs to be eradicated and changed, but
Right.
I'm lying because they know that shit is gonna be there. Those guys are their lineage. They're generationally in these academies and these forces for a reason. You know, the fact that you can even police people that you didn't even grow up with or understand is already fucking stupid. How can I police you and take care of you if I never respect you and known you?
Right.
How?
Conflict of
Where's
interest.
empathy?
Yeah.
Where's
Conflict
empathy?
of interest.
Where's empathy?
Yeah.
But even with some of those teachers, how can I teach you and help you expect you to grow?
If I
don't
have
know
no
you. I
emotion
can't
vested in you.
I can't identify you.
Right. Yeah, I don't even
So
know
so
what
of course I would play if I was a cop and my partner started playing the phone, playing the music, man, turn that shit off. Let them tape whatever they taping because
Yeah.
I know I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
Tape
And when
whatever
you do
taping.
that, it's like you about to do
So you
something
already
wrong.
saying you're doing some nut shit.
Right.
Exactly.
Because you don't like to be taped. I don't like to be pulled over.
Right.
We already both in a juxtaposition.
Right.
You know, so come on, stop it. Stop it. Like I understand what that is. Y'all playing that music. Y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all know what y'all saying. And the fact that it's not a memo already out from every police union and police chief saying, if we catch you playing music, you're fired.
Right.
But
Because
guess
there's
what?
no way you should be allowed to use no cell phone and play music at your job. Because I can't play no music
Yeah.
at my
Right.
job when I'm working.
Right.
But they know what they doing. Because
Yeah.
I'm thinking if they already got body cam on,
Right.
right? Then we already know, and it's already a systematic thing where when y'all take the vest off, that the evidence never comes to light.
Right.
You know, it's a
Yeah.
situation where I don't know
Rihanna
when they
Tiller.
disrobe
With Rihanna Tiller,
to
yeah.
you know the incident. It never.
It wasn't on. It wasn't on. Somebody
Yeah.
out. You know?
Right.
It timed out like these cameras do sometimes. It timed out.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Pipeline
so-
get climbed up.
Already from the rip, we dealing with people that demonstrate
Underhand.
no integrity.
Yeah.
No integrity.
And this is not every cop. So whoever want to try to take this and
But
cut
it's
this
enough.
up,
It's too many.
One is too many. One is too many because if one doing it, that means there's 10 more people that's not saying
And
it.
for the ones that don't speak up when you are in front of it or your partner is that way. You're just as guilty. The same way the law states if I'm with you and you commit a crime,
Right.
it's the same situation. Same
Yeah.
thing. So, you know, it's too many. That's what I say. It's not everybody, but it's far too many.
So with that being said, if they are playing that music, Apple and Android does have a new, it's not an app, it's a mode in the phone where you can say I'm being pulled over. And I mean, if I'm wrong, please write in the comments if I'm saying this wrong. I'm being pulled over and it automatically, your phone will start taping the footage and it will call your mom or call whoever you have set up in your
Right,
phone
right.
to be alerted. So, you know, put that on your phone.
So make sure, yes.
Put that on your phone for anybody.
Safeguard.
Yes. You might not ever have to use it. And I hope that you never have to use it. You know, I hope you never have to. Because if I'm going to be honest, if I got pulled over by 2 cops and I heard music, I'll be scared.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
at this point, I'll be like,
Yeah.
oh,
What's
shit.
next?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what's coming with this music?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Time to throw in the towel.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the music means something's about to happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
So you know, like, you got to protect yourself. Please be smart. And to the good cops out there, please continue being good cops, because you know I don't want nobody taking this, trying to twist our words with the bullshit.
Right.
You know, I know clickbait is good clickbait, but nah, not at all. And we all know I got some good stories for cops, but not yet. I'll save them, but you know who you are. You know who you are. All right. So this next thing we want to talk about, and this is in our fairy tale land of Black power and Black unity, we want to talk about some cooperative economics, Ujima. Right now we see that Clementon Park is going up for sale next week. Liquor license in that big amusement park. Now, that would be a wonderful, great investment if we could get 100 people on the same accord to go in there and buy it. You know, buying it together, or just to even entertain the conversation. Put together the business plan to go in there and purchase
Yes.
it. Have an idea what to do with it. Even if you don't win on it, just imagine what you can gain by just practicing for the day when something like that can come and you can really bust that move. So how you feel about that Clementon Park deal? You think that would be something that makes sense?
I think it'll make great sense if it was something that was obtainable, and it should be able to be. I would really like to see that happen.
That's something that definitely should have been attainable. I've seen people, you know, that have businesses, these LLCs, they walking away with $300,000 cash. You know what I'm saying? That's the prime move when you get in this free money from the government. For 100 people to be able to put up, I don't know how much it's going for. You know, I'm sure it's crazy numbers right now.
The price hasn't been posted yet.
Released, okay.
Yeah, the
But
price hasn't been posted.
just that would be so monumental for us as a people. You know, just even being able to, like you said, make the small goal of working together.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, just to raise a question, do we have any Black-owned amusement parks? Have you ever heard of it?
I have no idea. I can't even tell you now. I don't know. I know it's Great Adventures in different places, so maybe it's franchised and that person.
Yeah, it might be
but
franchised,
I don't
yeah.
know. Like I'm not. I won't even act like I know.
I've never heard of one.
and
What
honestly,
about carnivals?
honestly, I can imagine, but I'm not. I don't know which ones are. You know what I'm saying? I'm quite. What I
You
do
know, come on. Have you ever been to an all-black carnival? You tell me what city and state has this been.
That's what I said.
Exactly.
No, but what I'm about to say is places like Atlanta and that DMV area. There's a lot of Black power and a lot of Black economics. Even in Philadelphia, it's a lot of Black economics. That's kind of, but it's not as put on. It's not. Well, I think in Philadelphia, it's kind of an age difference. You have the real old money and you got the new young money. The new young money is just now enjoying it, and the old money is like they just trying to keep it growing. And then the other people who get the money, they leave and we never see them again, which is neither here or there.
Yeah.
But as far as like if somehow some people, I mean, I don't care if it's New Jersey, Philadelphia, whoever, if somebody happened to just see this and pass it along to somebody, I think that's a great deal for somebody to get it and just try something different.
Right.
Try something different. Have the Crispus Attucks part where you riding on the boat and you get to kill your slave master and take it over. Whether you think it's whether it's too much for you. Throw the towel in. Throw the towel in. I'm foul for it, but it's a part of history, and it kills me because we can go somewhere where everybody can do the Boston Tea Party reenactment, but we can't reenact Crispus Attucks. The whole Cinco de Mayo or in San Antonio, where they say, what's that shit they always say? Remember the Alamo, which was a losing fucking effort. But they're allowed to celebrate their history. Mm-hmm. Those things are people dying.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, I don't think that's no great day. I think it's something that was a massacre or something. It was something bad. So
it's a horrible day that now everybody act like it's supposed to be the Sunshine State Day.
We'll get to that part.
So let me ask y'all, so do y'all want to celebrate Valentine's Day at Clemente Park? Is that where we're going with this?
No. I want to go to Clemente Park.
I want to towel it. I want way too far.
I want to go to Clemente Park and get on the Crispus Attucks boat ride, and I want to go to Nat Turner Garden.
Did you go to
And then after that, I want to go to Marcus Garvey shit. And then from there, they can shut the joint down. But for one day, I want to get in the Crispus Attucks boat.
Damn.
And then I want to get in the Nat Turner Garden. I'm joking, but look up those names, man. Like I know some people, but like I understand. Corporate America, y'all gonna bust me down for this one. I understand. It's lightheartedly, but what I'm saying is that I would like to go somewhere where we can celebrate our culture and have fun. And while we're celebrating, other communities can come in here, other nationalities can come in and celebrate it. We just not rappers. Yeah. We're just not comedians.
Yes.
We are thinkers. Yeah. Let's get the Lewis Lattimore Light Factory.
Yes, stop asking me, am I a singer and a celebrity when I'm on vacation? You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing they associate me with. I put my hair in.
This don't happen to me. Does that happen to you? You know what I mean? This is a whole other thing.
No, because of my height. I heard him call you Tupac before. You know what I mean? I was with you. You've been Tupac.
I'm gonna throw the towel in.
You've been Tupac and Kanye West in different places.
Yeah.
But honestly though, I've been in car dealerships and I ain't that tall. I'm not even pro player tall. But I walk in a car dealership. Oh yeah, who you play for?
Right,
nobody.
Right.
Come on, man. Like no, man. I ain't nothing athletic about me. I didn't get this height till I was.
Said first of all, hold on.
25.
You buying a car and you tall. You got to be a basketball player, football player.
Hey, Pip, I'm only buying a Nissan. Like you gotta relax.
Yeah.
Yo, you gotta relax, man. I mean, there are regular black people with regular jobs. I understand you don't see
that's
too
over
many.
6'2".
Yeah, that's over 6'2". I had double sole Timbs on. One time I got high heels on. He had to relax on that one. Yeah, but no, all in all though, I think it'd be dope to have somewhere we can go. Take our kids, celebrate, and when you drive home, the kids say, "Well, Mom, Dad, who is this? What do they do? Why? Let's get some things that represent what we do. I don't really care to see Black Lives Matter on NBA court, and that shit don't mean nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna stop right there because that's gonna be a little down. That's really throwing a towel in when I start going.
Yeah.
So I gotta relax on that. But I would like to see some cooperative economics happen where we can work together and pull off a move like that. I mean, it's no different from Master P and I'm trying to buy Reebok right now.
Yeah.
Whether or not they buy it or not, the fact that they can even
have that conversation,
get that conversation,
that's
start working in equity and learning about the debt.
All starts with the conversation.
Yeah. Because hey, guess what? We might not buy Reebok, but how about we go to 6 different places? Because I tell you one thing: if you don't incorporate the youth into any of that, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
None of that shit is gonna work. You cannot sell to a class and a group of people if you're not talking to them to see what you like. Reebok at some point fell off. Adidas got saved by Kanye West. Nike is winning, but it's kind of like old money winning. If you look, they ain't gonna let us buy Nike. Guarantee you ain't buy Nike. No, not buy Nike. Yeah. What I'm saying is that I'm starting to see the separation in the culture.
No,
You push basketball sneaks down everybody's throat for 30 years, but everybody don't wear basketball. Sneakers more of a stylish thing.
You can buy Reebok. And you can save Adidas. You're going way too far trying to buy Nike. Hey, listen. They going to put time with this. That's not what you saying. Jesus Christ. You're going way too far trying to buy Nike. That's like trying to buy a major network. I'm throwing the towel on that. That went way too far. Oh, my goodness.
He just Bill Cosby.
Way too far.
Time out. All I'm saying is that I think Nike is losing their clutch on the market. because it's not really about basketball sneakers no more. It's more about lounging sneakers at this point.
Right.
As I'm saying that, yes, I do have Nikes on my feet, but what I'm saying is that like it's becoming more of stylish sneaker over a
athletic shoe.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. But that's neither here or there.
Now back to this Valentine's Day thing.
Yes.
Right?
Now at Clemson Park or like at home, where we going with it?
You know, we just want to give all folks, you know, something to listen to real fast. So this Valentine's Day situation seems to be real big. You know, you got so many different people, so many different thoughts on this day. How you feeling? What's up?
I don't know, man. I just don't care for them days. You know, it's like
Why? Because in your pockets?
Nah,
or?
you know, no. It put added pressure that's not necessary. You know what I'm saying? And it could be at a time that your pockets is not right, and now you done came up short.
And what if you beefing?
I ain't get my tax return yet.
So if you beefing, do you take that day off? Like, do you say, all right, the argument is on hold, time out? Like, what if you already going through something?
Sometimes, you have to know you have. I don't know if you have, but you have had situations if you was in, you know, I've celebrated it before, and you know you beefing with this person, and you like, if I don't come home with something, this gonna be a whole problem. So now I got something on the kitchen table or something, just because I know I better have something. You know, your gift downstairs, you know, something like that. But I don't have them issues. I don't have them issues no more because I don't let nobody, you know, instruct me to tell my peoples when I love them. And that.
Yeah, I mean, I prescribe to the theory of if I do for you all the time, I have to do for you on that day. So in this hand, you can have Valentine's Day. In this hand, you can have 365.
Right.
Yeah.
You make your
choice.
choice.
That's how we feel.
You know, and luckily, I never had to. I never celebrated, so I don't know who's to do it, where they do it, and how they do it. I mean, that you know, when I was young in high school, like I know a chick was like, I ain't fucking with you no more.
I think he probably bought me some Valentine's.
Get the
I'm
fuck
pretty
out
sure
of
you
here.
did. I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah, I
Fuck
mean,
outta
but
here.
I'm pretty
I
sure
ain't
you
buy you a
did.
motherfucking thing. I ain't buy you nothing.
that type of guy.
I ain't buy you nothing because your mama ain't buy you nothing. Fuck you talking about?
Yeah.
Shit, pimping hard over here, baby. No, it's like actually, I don't believe in that shit. Like I'm cool on all that. Like that shit has just made the holiday. You know, come on, man. Like how the prices, all the shit go up to that day. Then the next day, all that shit 70% off.
Right.
If anything, let me buy that shit. Let me buy that shit. After it's on sale, hold it for a year. Here you go, baby. I don't think candy goes stale. I don't know. You know what I mean? Let me
And
get
I
that shit
think
to you a
it's
year
about your
later.
situation too. I think when you really find a person that you compatible with, y'all going to be compatible on those days and how you going to, you know.
But it ain't gonna be no different from a Saturday morning when I woke up and I saw you. Damn, baby, I know you. Come on, let's go out shopping and go get you something to eat. It's the same fucking thing.
I think those days mean more. I think it mean more when you do it that way.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying.
But
Like,
that's certain people. You got to know your love language. You know, that's key. That's very important in situations. Yeah, you like, for example, Libras, right? Libras love gifts. They so fucking caught up.
That's a lot of.
I'm just saying. I'm see too close, but you know they love gifts. You know what I'm saying. Whereas for you, Scorpios, I think Scorpio more so is about appreciation and making sure that I say it, making sure that you know that I'm appreciative of the little shit.
Don't tell me shit. You better show me. I'm from Missouri all my life. So I don't care. When people talk in my ear.
So that's what I'm saying. Everybody receive and feel love differently. You know what I mean? So you gotta be cognizant of your partner's love language and make sure that if you really in love with your partner, you will make sure that you do or speak to.
Now, what I will say, if I love somebody in this old age that I'm getting now, because I'm old as hell now, my fight is dying down. If I love somebody enough, and it was like, do I lose you or buy you some flowers and shit or whatever?
Why not be lose though?
No, what I'm saying is that I live my life in peace now. Now I don't celebrate the shit. I don't know who do it and how to do it. But what I'm saying is that as you start doing
hold up. So why is it all about you? You talking about what I do.
No, what I'm saying is that
a relationship is two people.
So what I'm telling you that if the lady who I'm in a relationship with said, Sharif, I had Valentine's Day every day I was born, and my dad is dead now, and I need somebody to buy me that I mean whatever it is, and I gotta take it in. I mean at this age.
You just said a key thing. Last year, had you bought me something for Valentine's Day, I'd probably been like, yo, why? Because I did go through a death. You know what I mean? But on any other year, I don't care nothing about it. But, you know, again, it can't be all about you. I think that's my point. You kept stressing what I do.
No, you gotta hear what I'm saying. I said if I'm in a relationship, yes I am. That's fine. But what I'm saying is that I am in a relationship. What I would do when this person is saying, if they come to me and say, hey.
But what if they say nothing?
Listen.
Then they get nothing because I don't do nothing.
Listen, but that person will already know from the door that you do it or you don't.
It's a new relationship.
She know from the door. That means y'all ain't communicating well. If a whole holiday come up on y'all, you just telling them the day of.
No, well, you know, you might start pop locking, dropping New Year's Day.
Well, listen, this is crazy.
You might start pop dropping locking New Year's Day. Before you know it, you know that 30 days of bliss. Sometimes you get 30 to 90 days of love bliss. And if you start popping in January, Valentine's Day can roll up in there. So shit get a little stressful at that.
What do you do if you met a shorty that like 2 weeks beforehand and then
nothing.
Valentine's Day come up, right? But you feeling her.
I'm throwing the towel in on the friendship. I'll catch you next week.
Yeah.
What happened? I went out of town.
Hey, listen, you always can pull up a fake locked up.
Trust and believe, that's exactly what he would do too.
Whoa,
that wasn't,
I was sick.
That was the truth thrown in with a, yeah.
Nah, but I'm gonna tell you, it's crazy that those days people might remember that more than you spending a heavier tab on a day that wasn't that day. Some people. So before I go to the crib, you know, you talk about me? No, I'm not. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not. So, you know, sometimes like some stuff can go unrecognized. You know, you might tell your significant other, listen, babe, don't go to work today. Yeah. Just stay home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We ain't,
that's what I'm saying. You can make the holidays.
Let's go to
any day.
Any day.
Yes.
It can be a chain. It can be a chain restaurant. Nothing special. But I think that's pretty. I think that's pretty romantic. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You can make it any day.
When you're not even expecting it. You expecting Valentine's Day, but when I hit a curveball before it or after it, but would that be recognized as much as
depending
on the person?
And too, let's keep in mind, Libra men. Okay, I hate to keep going back, right? But they already on that charming type shit. So you gotta be leery and mindful with a Libra, because you gotta understand where it's coming from.
On the couch tonight.
They got a whole lot of little tricks and little things with them. So you gotta be mindful if he's trying to be romantic or if he's trying to make up only in his mind. Only he know what he did wrong.
But what if it's pre?
Look, go ahead and laugh it. Go ahead and laugh.
What if it's pre those days? Like, I'm just go ahead and do this because I'm gonna do it on my day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, if it worked for you. It worked for you.
Yeah.
I got a question.
What's up, champ?
What if
What you want to say?
What if you start dating somebody, but they like Valentine's Day?
Right.
Do you change your agenda for their agenda?
That's what I was just saying when she tried to play me with the I. What
That's
I said
a conversation you have to have.
At the older
Exactly.
age you get, some fights ain't worth it.
Yeah.
So if you really like this person, you may sit back and be like, damn. Now me, no, it's still a middle finger to Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? But I know that the older you get, it's like,
I think it's a give.
Yeah.
I think it's a give and take. Because say for instance, you got a person who likes Valentine's Day, right? And you are stone cold hard against any of those days.
Yeah.
That person that just like it would be like, that's fine. It ain't all like that. But you get a person who loves that day.
Yeah.
This is a different conversation.
Exactly.
Because it means just as much to them
Yes.
going with it as it do to you going against it.
But now,
so what you give in on?
What you in that situation, it depends on why you don't follow it. If you got a certain spiritual belief and you feel like that you're dishonoring your belief system, then you got to go with what you believe in. That's a touchy topic. And again, to each his own. I don't think these are blanket answers. You know what I mean? It depends on your situation and who's receiving your message.
but then the flip side to it is, if that same person now into a situation where they getting loved on every day, they may not need that day. That shit might come and go and they forgot, like, oh shit, it was the 14th. You know what I'm saying? So again, I guess it all depends on the situation, and like you said, you gotta have a conversation. I think that's more important.
That's more important than anything. And a lot of people run from conversations because sometimes
it's so important.
Let me tell you why I notice people run from conversations. Excuse my coughing. Because a lot of times conversations lead to issues you don't want to deal with.
Yes, exactly.
And sometimes I think these people
they ain't ready for it.
Don't want to deal with these issues. Think that it means argument. No, sometimes you just gotta iron out the wrinkle spots. You have to overcome these situations. You can't be scared to do it. You fight for what's worth it. I mean, if it's worth it, you fight for it. But you have to be understood.
I don't agree.
And you gotta understand where you are. A lot of people don't even know how they feel about their own shit. You know what I mean?
What if you just don't care about what the conversation about?
No.
Man, no, what I'm saying, what I'm saying,
I'm talking about. Well, let's just be specific because I thought we.
No, talking about the Valentine's Day.
But let's say like we're a person we're talking about in general. We're talking about a particular topic, and a particular topic may be detrimental to your friendship or your relationship, but you don't want to talk about it because you don't feel like what may come with it. You might have to make a decision, but yet you will keep doing the same shit every year, expecting a different result, which is the definition of insanity. So sometimes,
right there.
So sometimes you have to have these conversations, whether you want to have them or not.
Yeah.
It's necessary. If you care about happiness with that person, or some people don't mind misery for 30 years.
So you're gonna have that same conversation every year? Or do you have it
No.
one and done?
You have a one and done.
No, because it's not a one and done with certain personalities.
Right.
Exactly.
Certain personalities.
So that's when you know, when you accepted my terms and my beliefs, did you still have an agenda thinking you won't get me to believe it? Then we got to have that conversation. Because that's where we're going. Then I got to go ahead and roll because I can't waste no more time because I'm not going there. That's when you have to have the conversation.
You know what's key about what you said? I'm thinking to the movie you was talking about last week, where they spent the whole movie in that argument, right? But the argument went from arguing to what is it called, fellatio, back to arguing, back to eating. You know what I'm saying? And it's just
it was crazy, real up and down, real emotional. That was a good flick.
But it was real talk in regard to how your feelings and emotions are going to change based on the feedback that you get, based on the response, the tone, the pitch, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
And I don't think at that point it's who made the right or wrong decision. It's who feels like this no longer works for me.
Yeah, exactly.
But you have to have a conversation. If
the right and wrong is not even important.
It's not wrong. Is this situation right for me? And being realistic with yourself, I have to go. Yeah. Because if this means that much to you, and it means that much to me, going the opposite direction, we gonna clash. Exactly. So if it means that much, and it have to mean that much, and that's to each his own. You can't say, but it might be petty to you. I might say, my God gonna send me to hell, whatever. If I do this thing, and if I really believe that, I'm not going in. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. So if you have that conversation up front, and it's understood, and that person know you're not bending or folding. Yeah. After a certain amount of time, so it ain't the person who's going against it. The person who know I'm sitting here for another 5 years and then go that way. You gotta roll. You gotta throw the towel in.
Exactly. It's time. Throw it in.
You gotta throw the towel in.
He done.
This week on the Throw the Towel segment.
Yes.
to celebrate Valentine's Day or to not celebrate Valentine's Day?
That's the question.
Real love or fantasy Instagram love?
And please, like,
subscribe.
Come on, baby.
Share.
There we go.
Thank y'all for watching this with us today. I know it's kind of long. It's going to be some gut-wrenching topics.
And before we go, lastly, I just want to shout out my young lady, Sarah. I don't care.
That's how right in on it.
Right here, listen, ladies. This is a product that's in my bathroom. I've been using it. I make sure I dab. I put it on each fingertip, go through the, massage, all that. This young lady is about 16 years of age. Every time she puts her serum on, it's going within an hour. All I can do is tell you to subscribe or, look her up on YouTube, SMJ Collection Growth Serum. Not something that I'm speaking about, but something that I use every single day.
All right there, SMJ. Again, for the last time, I wish I had my duct tape with me, but I don't. So, thank y'all again for watching. I know, for anybody offended in this, we didn't mean to offend nobody. Anybody's taking it personal. This does not give you a right to run up on us on the street talking crazy. It's not going to go the way
3 minutes. 3 minutes is all I got.
It's not going to go the way you want. We are very intellectual people. We will not be caught in the middle of the street acting like idiots. So with that being said, though, but thank you for listening. For the young people, if you ever want to have a conversation about it, you want to write us on that YouTube and talk to us about it. Maybe we can set up and talk to some of y'all in a different area or something. We want to find a solution to the problem with you guys also with your input. It's a very serious topic, and we don't want to seem like we're badgering anybody, but there needs to be a solution, and it needs to be all thinking minds, all hands on deck, all ages on deck. With that being said, though, tune in next week. because we will keep having these conversations, just no interviews. Thank you.
Holla.